Welcome to the Metaville. I'm Rosanna Catalano, an attorney and the founder of Rocket Ship Consultants. I'm excited to be your ambassador to the metaverse today. And today I'm talking with content director Nathan Moon about non-fungible tokens or NFTs. Welcome to the Metaville, Nathan.
Thanks, Ro. Happy to be with you to talk about NFTs today.
So can you explain to us, I've seen it in the news, what exactly is an NFT?
I hope I can explain it. So NFT stands for non-fungible token. And let's just break that down a little bit. A fungible item is like a dollar bill. While they're pretty much the same, they've got different serial numbers on them. One might be beat up, one might be brand new. But if I give you a dollar bill and you give me another different dollar bill, it's the same thing. They're fungible. We don't care. They're worth exactly the same. So something that's non-fungible, obviously, is different than that. It has a unique component to it. And even like dollar bills, if we start to move into the crypto space and think of something like a Bitcoin, Bitcoin is also fungible. I give you a Bitcoin, you give me a different Bitcoin. They're both worth the same thing, so we don't care about that. Ethereum is another cryptocurrency. It's another blockchain. And on the Ethereum blockchain, they added an element that's called smart contracts. And what that is a little bit of code basically that allows a token, so a coin, a token, let's use those terms, on the Ethereum blockchain to have just a little bit more information. And that little bit of additional information allows each of those coins or tokens to be unique. And so NFTs essentially are just a unique digital asset, a token on a blockchain. They cannot be replaced by any other token. So NFTs then can be anything digital art, videos, songs, games, components within games. A lot of people may have purchased various components for something like Fortnite, and they'd be familiar with that. Those can be NFTs. Digital collectibles, digital real estate is becoming popular. Anything that can be created digitally. And they can also be tied to physical objects, which is really kind of interesting as well. But because these digital assets are identified on the blockchain, they each have a clear creator and verifiable proof of ownership. So the token is basically, you can think about it as the artist's signature or proof of authenticity and the receipt of ownership.
Thank you for saying that, because that really helps me in my own mind get it straight that that's the equivalent to sort of, somebody, one of the famous artists sort of signing their work. Thank you. That's great. So NFTs are unique digital assets. Why should that interest us?
Exactly. We live in a world where, we all know cut and paste, and honestly, many NFTs right now, sort of in the art space, can just be cut and paste. But that authenticity is what is the value that people are finding in these. And what really starts to get people on board is that in the third quarter of 2021, NFT trading volume was nearly $11 billion, billion with a B. So space that out over a year, it's a $40 billion industry, and not many people even know what an NFT is at this point. That really just starts to get people's attention. There's plenty of people already creating and selling their NFTs. We had former guests on the show, Deborah Bryan with Gypsy Owl Art, and Tom Wild of Wild Portals. Both of them have developed and sold NFTs. And now we're really seeing a lot more businesses getting involved in the NFT markets as well. Personally, I'm interested in cars. I like all things automotive, and I've seen several car manufacturers starting to offer NFTs related to their products. French car maker Alpine, not a household word as far as car makers go, but they developed a series of unique digital concept cars that the owners of those NFTs can actually race those cars virtually in a video game that's based on the blockchain. So there's an actual use for that, as opposed to say just a little JPEG that you can have to say that I own that piece of art. Nissan also had offered an NFT related to its GTR model. And that NFT is actually tied to a real GTR car that goes to the owner of that NFT.
This is incredible. I did not know this. I'm obviously not as big of a car fan as you are. This is great. So let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we want to learn why NFTs are becoming so valuable. Welcome back. Today we're talking with Nathan Moon. He's our content director at Rocket Ship Consultants, and we're talking to Nathan about NFTs. Now, Nathan, I've recently seen some NFTs sell for millions of dollars. I mean, millions. How
Yeah.
and why are these digital assets so valuable?
It's a great question, and it's an issue that really confounds people. So, and I understand why it's difficult to understand why a company like Visa would spend $150,000 for a CryptoPunk avatar, or why someone else would spend $69 million on an NFT collage by the digital artist Beeple. But I have a couple examples that I think may help. I came across a gentleman named Nat Eliason of nateliason.com, and he shared some really great insights to the value of NFTs, which helped me personally get my mind around this issue. So, with NFT art, for example, you're not so much buying the actual art as you're buying the artist's signature or the proof of the origin of the art. So, for example, a signed Picasso will always be worth more than an unsigned Picasso, and both will be more valuable than any knockoff or a print. So, with NFTs, we're able to prove the origin or the signature of any kind of NFT, and that's where the value lies. So, someone like Beeple, he's a person, an artist who's making a name for himself, and people are seeing, listen, this guy could be going someplace, and therefore I see this as being worth $69 million in this digital online metaverse kind of world that we're moving into. Time will tell if that maintains that value, increases in value. Those are things that we just don't know yet. Another thing Nat hit upon was the idea of signaling or flexing. You can buy a white T-shirt for $5, but you can also buy a white T-shirt from Kanye West, which will set you back $120. People already signal something about themselves to others by making purchases like that. So whether it's they want to signal that they're a Kanye West fan or just that they have $120 to drop on a T-shirt. I think we see a lot in this space, early investors in Bitcoin and crypto who want to signal to others that they were there at the beginning and they have the Bitcoin to prove it. So why not signal that fact to others by finding an artist out there that they like and spending some of their crypto on expensive NFTs to show off?
Maybe I can be that artist.
Maybe you can, exactly.
You know, can that really justify millions of dollars for what might be just a simple image, though?
Uh, Maybe. And that's, I think, where we're going to see things change over time. This is definitely a new and speculative market. And right now, I think we're in a very early stage where people just don't want to miss out on what they see as, the start of a huge new industry. At the moment, for me, I think the best example is it's kind of like a land rush, where everyone is trying to get out there and stake some claim in this new industry because no one wants to get left out. People clearly see the potential of where the metaverse is going. In fact, you see how Facebook changed its own name to Meta to cover their various brands and how they might be moving into the metaverse. But as with all claims, some of them will pan out and others won't. Um, if you think of it this way, we're all into different things. I talked about cars for myself. Other people are focused on clothes or jewelry, maybe gardening or their pets, whatever it might be. These are the things that, in so many ways, represent something about who we are. And we're willing to pay for those things. Uh, I think we'll see as we spend more and more time online and in ever more immersive environments, we'll also want to outfit our digital personalities with those things that represent us. And again, we'll be willing to pay for it. As we get more comfortable with the metaverse and where this is all going, we're going to understand more about the economies in the metaverse, what that looks like, and what is going to be important to that space. We'll also get a better sense of what the true and lasting value of these digital assets are. And then we'll start to see these markets stabilize.
Well, thank you, Nathan, for all of that explanation that really, these are hard concepts to sort of conceptualize
Right.
because they just seem so very abstract. So thank you for doing that, and thanks so much for explaining this to us.
Happy to do so.
So, the Metaville, our show discusses all topics related to the metaverse. And to suggest a guest or become a sponsor, reach out to us. Our emails will appear at the end of the show. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our show. And of course, share it on your social media channels. Signing off from the Metaville, I'm Rosanna Catalano.
And I'm Nathan Moon. Join us again on the Metaville to be ready for what's next.